lay here dying. But commit this to memory, Tenel. The Oracle shall rise again.
How's it going, everybody? My name is EATER, and welcome to a little guide on the Profit Taker. Probably one of the most difficult bosses in this game, only because of its high CC and high count of mobs. It's kind of hard to deal with for a lot of people, and it's kind of hard, especially earlier on when you would want to be doing the Profit Taker to, get its rewards. So today, I'm going to look at a kind of a mid-game build in terms of the modding to be done here. You only need the basic essentials, like all my builds, You can skimp out on a few things here and there. This is kind of the goal to work towards to get started, really, with doing the Profit Taker. So I highly recommend Chroma Prime unless you're already really good at the Profit Taker. The meta right now seems to be like Saren or Oberon, but Chroma is going to be easy mode for people who are new to this. Here's the build. I call this Ash Eater Chroma because I've refashioned him to look white and it's pretty cool. Steel Charge for reasons that'll be made clear in a little bit. Arcane Energize and Arcane Grace. If you're more comfortable with avoiding the Profit Taker and all the mobs' attacks and you're not taking too much damage, you can swap out Grace for like Arcane Avenger or Arcane Aegis or something like that. Or, Energize if you're willing to just spam energy pizzas over and over again. You can swap this out for something else as well, maybe Arcane Tanker or, Arcane Victory. Anything you want, really. The arcanes aren't too important. But what we have is Augur Message, Narrow-Minded, Blind Rage, Umbral Vitality, all the Umbral mods. Augur Secrets and Prime Continuity. You want a lot of strength. You don't need to go max strength if you can't. If you can, sure, go for it. But you wanna really focus on duration. And you want to focus on having a lot of health because this is an Ice Chroma build. We're going to be sticking with the Ice Energy color just for that extra armor because there's a lot of magnetic procs and other kind of status procs you're going to be taking in this fight. And having a little bit more armor is going to be more useful than having health. What I've done is I've subsumed Spellbind, Titania's ability, onto Chroma's 1. This disables our ability to switch elements on the fly, which is why you want to stay with Ice. But it does enable us to be immune to knockdowns, which is the entire problem with this fight is that there's so many knockdowns. You could go for Prime Sure-Footed, but for this particular build that I've made for myself, that would require like 2 Umbral Forma and a third Forma in the Exilus slot. Fuck that, I'll just subsume Spellbind. So that's what we're working with Chroma. Let's move on to our primary weapon. This is very important. Every weapon is going to have a few different damage types on it. As you can see, my Zenith has cold and corrosive. My Kuvanukor has radiation, viral, and heat. And then my melee weapon has gas, viral, electricity. And also, slash and puncture if I need that. You don't have to have every damage type in the game, by all means. You can use your operator to shoot the Profit Taker every few seconds, and it'll automatically make it cycle to a different damage type if you don't have that damage type on you. But you want to have as many as possible so the fight can go faster. So the reason I'm using the Zenith is because the Zenith has a very unique property to it where it has unlimited punch through. So if you use the alt fire secondary, I believe right here, it just has infinite punch through right here. So what you can do is when the Prophet Taker shoots its missiles that will pierce into the ground, and they're covered by like shields, so you have to go up to them and hit them to destroy them. You can actually just shoot them with the Zenith through the ground, through their shields, through anything, through the Prophet Taker itself. You can just put your mouse on the marker for those missiles and just shoot them. And the Zenith is very, very useful for this fight. You don't necessarily have to use it for this purpose. You can use something with you can use a much higher damage kind of primary, like a sniper rifle or something. But it will be harder to get rid of those missiles because you'll have to actually go up to them to destroy them. The build isn't really particularly important. Just none of these builds are too strict. You really just need different damage types on every weapon. You need as many as you can get. Kuva Nukor, this is just a heat Nukor. If you are really a sweat lord, you can go for a magnetic Nukor instead, just to get a couple more damage types in here. But mine's heat, and I don't really feel like farming a second Kuva Nukor just for one boss fight. So this is kind of the build. Again, not super important. I haven't even maxed out this Augur Pact or this heated charge. I'm just going for elements here. That's all we need. Now, your melee weapon, it is important that your melee weapon is a Zaw. You definitely want a Zaw, or maybe even a Redeemer, or a Glaive might work. But the main thing you want would be right here, Exodia Contagion. It doesn't have to be maxed out. You can have it at rank 1. That's fine. But yeah, what you're gonna do is you're gonna use Exodia Contagion. And these are kind of your big hitters. You want the Prophet Taker to be on these elements on your melee weapon at all times. The actual parts of the melee weapon don't really matter. Build, just go for something with, high crit chance, and, the elements that you need. Any stance, doesn't matter. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be using Exodia Contagion to shoot at the Prophet Taker, and this will do a lot of damage to its shields. What you have to do is you have to double jump, and Chroma is useful for this as well because he actually has 3 jumps. You double jump, hold right click or whatever your block button is, and then you hit melee, and it'll shoot a little projectile of your melee weapon, and it does pretty good damage to the Prophet Taker. This is going to hurt a lot, and Chroma, having 3 jumps, can just do this twice in a row like that, so that's very useful. Otherwise, your companion doesn't really matter. Just get something with vacuum on it. I've chosen a Vulpaphyla because it's invincible, very useful, obviously. And your gear wheel is going to be a little bit important. You want to make sure you have your archwing and your archgun equipped to a hotkey on your keyboard. So you want to be able to hit these back and forth real quick. And also your energy restores, health restores if you need these. Health restores is just going to be in case of emergency if your Chroma build isn't up to snuff. Energy restores also an emergency if your Vex armor and your Spellbinder kind of running out, and you just need a quick energy orb. Energize isn't helping you out too much. You can just spam a pizza. So that's basically the plan. Let's look at a little bit more footage from a fight that I did just a few minutes ago with this exact build. Now, as you can see at the end of the fight there, it's very important that you try to predict exactly where the Prophet Taker's drops are going to land. You want to get your 4 out as close to that spot as possible, because Chroma's 4 actually has a kind of a lesser known secret passive ability that it doubles all credits that you pick up if they're in range of the 4. So you want to get Chroma's 4 down right in front of the Prophet Taker, and then pick up the credits. So you get 125,000. That's without a booster. You can get like 250,000 with a booster. If it happens to be a double credits weekend, that's 500,000 per run. And when you get better at this run, my fight just then took about 7 minutes, but that was just kind of, I was trying to show off all the aspects of the fight. You can get this fight down in maybe like 2-3 minutes. A good speed run is like a minute and a half. But you know, as you can see, if you get really good at this, you'll be flying through credits. You won't have to do index ever again if you prefer to do the Prophet Taker. You also get a lot of toroids to give towards Fortuna and Little Duck. You can get yourself Baruch and Hildren if you don't have them. You know, all kinds of good stuff. Good Arcanes for your operator. It's a good fight to be doing if you can do it quickly like this. So that's the gist of the Prophet Taker. Thank you for watching. If you want to take a look at my Chroma's fashion here, we've got the Terraskay helmet, Drevny skin, Sevagoth animation set, got the Imugi Prime set. This comes from a Prime Access Vault. And we also have the Rapalis Indana. I just thought it looked nice in this metallic gray color. And I will also point out on my Za, the Osiris skin for the polearms is fucking sick. So thank you for watching. My name is Zarkater. Leave a comment down below if this helped you, or any other tips you can give to new players to the Prophet Taker fight. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.